I hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend if you're in the United States. If you're in Canada, that was a couple weeks ago. A lot of people don't realize that Canada celebrates Thanksgiving before Americans do because the harvest is earlier in Canada. And if anybody can guess where I am right now, I'll be very surprised. It's very peaceful here, and I love it. But I want to talk today about a very difficult topic, which is bonus season. And I really hate calling meetings in general, unless there's something really important to talk about. And I got this for Christine for Christmas last year. It says, what does it say again? It says, I survived another meeting that could have been an email. You know what I'm talking about. But if you set up the meeting I'm about to tell you about to set up right now, I promise you that it will help you tremendously in terms of compensation. And for those of you expecting a bonus at year end, especially those that work in financial services or any other sector, I'm going to share with you my humble thoughts on how to get a bigger bonus. So let me first of all say that when you're younger and you're in school, if you do really well, you get good grades. And so you graduate from school and you think, gosh, if I work really hard and do a great job, then my manager will pay me more and I'll get promoted faster. Unfortunately, most of the time, that's not how the world works. It's unfortunate, but you have to ask for a raise. You have to ask for a promotion. You have to manage up. And if you don't remind people of your accomplishments, as obnoxious as that sounds, I know, but if you don't remind people of your accomplishments, then quite often they either never know or they forget or you never get compensated. And by not sitting down with your boss and asking for a bigger bonus or at least setting some sort of expectation, you're not really hurting yourself. You're hurting your kids and your family or your future kids if you plan to have kids one day. So here's how I do it usually. And this is just what's worked for me. I found that I always got paid less than I was expecting when I did not have this meeting. So here we go. What you do is, I used to do it in November all the time because we would get a year-end bonus at the end of December. And some companies I worked at, they give it to you in January for tax reasons, whatever. So I would sit down with my manager, usually on a quiet news day. So if you work in financial services, certainly don't do it when the market's up or down a lot. Do it on a quiet news day, usually in the afternoon, when there's not that many people around. And don't schedule it. Just drop by your boss's office, or if you work on a trading floor in a cubicle, like Dilbert, those old days, walk by your manager's cube and ask her or him if they have time for coffee. And go out for coffee with them. And what happens is you don't want to talk business right away, like usual. You just kind of chit-chat for a little while, 5 or 10 minutes, and then they'll kind of get an idea why you're meeting. Then what you do is you say a couple of positive things, like genuinely positive things about the team and about the company and about just the overall mission of the firm or whatever it might be, new product release, whatever's applicable. And then you bring it up very delicately. You just say that, you know, my wife and I are just kind of thinking longer term in terms of school for the kids or for our house, et cetera, whatever it might be. It's expensive to live here, as you know. I just want to kind of talk about the year in review. And so, and this is Chris as an aside here, make sure you mention that, you know, something positive about you being a team member and contributing to the team and appreciating being part of the team. You love the culture, that sort of thing, if it's true. Otherwise, what you say next will look a little bit like me only, okay? Then you transition into, I just want to kind of manage expectations in terms of, you know, what I'm expecting for bonus. Last year, I made this amount. This year, I've contributed, I think, a lot more, you know, about 40% more. So I'm kind of thinking about a commensurate increase in bonus year over year. And I just wanted to, it's hard for me to bring it up, but I just want to put on your radar screen as I am mindful of providing for my family and whatnot. So, and I know that bonus season is coming up soon, but anyway, just wanted to put that on your radar screen. And then stop, okay? And they won't give you a direct answer, okay, unless you listed a crazy, crazy bonus number. They might manage expectations a bit, but they usually will really not come to a conclusion. They'll say, thank you for bringing it up, and we've really appreciated having you as part of the team, you know, the whole corporate stuff. But you put it on the radar screen, and that could help you, man. That could help you get a bigger bonus. even if it's like 5% more, it all adds up. It all adds up. And I really think that if you don't ask in business, you never get. You'll never get a promotion. You'll never get a raise. You'll never get a bigger bonus. You'll get nothing in life. So you really have to ask for it, and you got to put it on the radar screen. And if you don't, I really believe that you're hurting yourself longer term in terms of your future net worth or earnings potential. Or think of it this way, you might be hurting your children. And the way I see it, like when I used to teach in university and when I used to be a student as well, I always found that whenever I would go to my teacher and ask for 5% more from a test or an exam I wrote, I would almost always get it because not many people would ask. And the same thing goes when students would ask me. Of course, I'd be very ethical from an academic perspective, but more often than not, they would uncover an issue with the exam that I gave them, whatnot, and they would get a little bit of a bump up, even if it's only 3, 4, or 5%. It all adds up. So anyway, if this was helpful, and only if this was helpful, please click the like button and subscribe. Let me know where you think I am. It's really peaceful here. I always feel like I'm at home here. And I will see you mañana. Thank you.